My wife didn't know what she was getting into when she married me. She didn't know.
My stepfather told me not to talk to him because he said he is bad news.
It was natural in my family. When I was coming up, my granddad drank, and he was alcoholic also. And I can see him drinking right now and then putting the bottle up under the couch, you know. And I would get up and parties would be going on, you know, a crowd of people playing cards, drinking, smoking weed. And I had relatives that sold like marijuana and pills and stuff like that, and I got into it smoking marijuana at the age of like maybe 13. And then when I grew up a little more, it went to harder drugs like crack, powder cocaine, things like that.
After he lost his first job, everything started going downhill. We started getting evicted after eviction, getting put out.
I feel like a failure. I did. And I could see the way my daughters and children looked at me. It would shake their head, and it made me feel even worse. And I alienated myself. So I didn't want them to see me. I would stay in the back room.
It was really hard for the children, especially when they became teenagers, because they had friends in the neighborhood who would see their father hanging out in the same places where they were hanging out.
I hate that I took them through that. You know, maybe if I wouldn't have done what I did, that they would be better. They would get up and go to work, you know, because the apple don't fall far from the tree, you know. Well, I tried to get myself sober, but it failed. I used to try and I failed like every time. I would fail, you know. And when I did go to a rehab, I would walk right back out, you know, walk right back out. There's no way that I could have gotten sober on my own. No way at all. I had been smoking like about a week one time, and I had been like, a whole week, man, up all night, didn't have any sleep. Ran out of money. And I came home, and she had a ring laying, my wife had a ring laying on the dresser drawer, in the dresser anyway. And I took it while she was asleep, and I snuck back out, and I sold her ring.
It hurt me very bad because I already knew what happened to him. I knew he took him. And he stayed gone days after that. I didn't see him probably for a week.
I didn't want to come home because I didn't want to look at him. I didn't want to look at him at all because I know what I had did. I recognized, and I could just see the devil just laughing at me. Look at you, fool, you know. And I didn't have any control. No control. Well, you know, I heard God speak to me, and his words were, if you don't go to church or get yourself together, you're going to die. And I heard soon. So it led up to this day where I had been drinking and snorting cocaine and everything. I mean, drinking, and I came home one day, and I told my wife, I said, I'm tired, I can't take it anymore. Can't take it anymore. So I threw everything away, flushed all my weed down the toilet, poured all my alcohol out. And I remember it was June 4th, and it was on a Thursday. Never forget it. And I walked into church, one of the ministers stood up and said, Death walked in with someone. And I knew who he was talking about, it was me. And they started praying for me and prayed death off of me.
And I looked at him, and I could see the spirit of death and drugs and alcohol like it hovered over him, and it lifted up.
And I didn't feel ashamed anymore. I didn't feel ashamed anymore because God had delivered me.
Living with him now today is like living with a new person that I'm learning to get to know all over again, because for 30 years I lived with a man that was on drugs, alcohol. I knew that person. So now I'm learning him over again because I've never known him sober.
If you feel in your heart that you want to do something and you need God's help, just ask him. Because he'll come in. Just open your heart up and he will come in. He will come in. He did it for me and he'll do it for you.